the drop top down, turn it up, I'm ready to fly. And ooh, there's something about the way your sun shines on my face. It's a love so true, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got no need to worry. I've got no room for doubt. No matter what's coming at me, you'll always be the beautiful I sing about. There ain't no limitations to your amazing grace. Your amazing grace. And there's something about the way your love shines on my face. Oh no, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. I'm gonna sing a brand new song. Yeah, I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away on this beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a beautiful.
Well, hello and thank you for joining us. It is a great day to be alive. I am excited in this season of life because God is doing a new thing. And one of the things that I've learned, He's challenging us to step out of our comfort zone, to try something new, something that maybe He's told you to do years ago, but you kind of shook it off, and He brings it back to your remembrance. And so my guest on today, Michelle Easterling, is here with me on Tammie Nichols TV of season 12, just to share with you her heart and what God has commissioned her to do for such a time as this. Good morning, good day,
Good morning.
and welcome, Michelle.
It's
God
good to
bless
see
you.
you.
Oh my goodness. Look, I'm just looking at you, and I'm just like, it's a new day, a new look, and a new season. Why now? Why is time of the essence for you to become circuit court judge? Why now?
I'm at a point in my career that this is just, it's a logical opportunity. It's a logical step. I've been practicing law for 24 years in the Golden Triangle. I've raised a family. My husband Thomas and I have raised our boys. I have a senior in high school.
Oh, wow.
And-
Interesting.
Yes, and as there's an opening. There's an opening on the court. Judge Lee Coleman will be retiring at the end of this year, and it's incredibly important that that position is filled with someone who has a good, strong work ethic, who has experience in all aspects of the law for circuit court purposes, and who loves and knows the community. So it's just a logical time.
If I were to ask your heart, what does your heart say today for, you know, the hour that we're in, the way our communities are shaping with a lot of violence? And it's almost like people are turning their face and they don't care. What would you say your heart is speaking right now?
Well, I'll tell you, my heart is certainly with the community. It's a community I live in, that I've raised my family in. And I believe that the one thing that all families want in our community right now is we want a safe community.
Yes.
We want a safe community, and we want the assurance that our courts will be run fairly and with integrity and impartially, and with people who have worked in the community and who have lived and worked in the community. So my heart is with the community, and I am deeply distressed, as you and many of your audience are, with what we see happening in our small towns, not just in Mississippi, but across our nation.
And things have changed over the years. I mean, a lot of things that we would see in the metropolitan cities and major states, we're seeing it right here in Clay County, Knoxville County, Oktibbeha County, and Lowndes County. And something has to be done in order to make a difference so that we can feel safe once again. I remember growing up, you know, my grandmother, she didn't lock her door, because the communities, we knew if community watch, you are, this day and time, I don't think a lot of people live like that anymore. You know, so what are your thoughts in regards to helping make our spaces safe once again? What can we do? What do we need to change?
Well, again, the position that I'm running for is one of circuit court judge. I'm not running to be a prosecutor.
Yeah.
I'm currently serving as prosecutor in Clay County.
Yes.
Very proud of that. Been elected to 3 terms for the citizens of Clay County.
And that speaks volumes.
And I'm honored that I have their confidence. But what I can tell is that we need to be more involved in our communities.
Absolutely.
We don't need to just defer that work to our churches. Our churches are a huge part of what happens in our community, but I think we've all got to come together in various capacities, whether it's employers, as community organizations,
Yes.
as churches, and obviously as individuals to provide a safe place to live and work. I mean, that's all anyone really wants.
Yeah.
And also, we need to be good examples for our children. I can't tell you how we have opportunities to shape the lives of young people every day.
Every day.
Every one of us does. The folks that are on your show, the folks that you're next to in the Walmart line, we can all be better examples to our youth about being givers, about helping the community, working in the community. That's incredibly important to me.
And serving. You know,
Yes.
serving by example, having a servant's heart. It's not always that you have to get paid for it. It's just making
right.
someone smile, putting a smile, going out of your way to extend that helping hand. You know, when you see that in the community, for me, it just does something to me. It's like, okay, God, that's purpose. And you don't always have to have a pat on the back for it.
That's exactly
It's just
right.
having that servant's heart. And with that being said, the word integrity, I know that you're really big on integrity. What does that mean for you, Michelle?
Integrity for me is living your life, doing your job, doing what you do in a way that you're proud of it,
Yes.
that you have no shame, and that you know that you're doing the right thing. I truly believe that if we would all live and work with integrity, everything else would be a piece of cake. I had a friend who once said that, a mentor who had that on her signature line for her emails. And it sounds kind of trite, but it's really true. And I also believe that if we, with integrity, if we will also love our neighbors as ourselves,
Yes.
and live in that divine law mentality, I think we will find that we will come out doing all things that in a way that pleases God
Yes.
and our fellow man.
Absolutely.
We are all in this together.
We
I say
are.
it again, but integrity is crucial to be able to look at yourself at the end of the day and know that you did the right thing. You didn't do the easy thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't do the popular thing. You did the right thing. And I think that is what truly, for me, is important.
Yeah. Doing the right thing, even when others feel like it's not.
That's right.
That's one of the things, like doing the right thing, not saying it, but actually doing it. And that speaks from 23 years of experience. And I'm reading this, all state and federal courts in Mississippi. So you have the experience.
Yes, I have. As a practicing lawyer in a small town, you find out that you do just about anything. You know, when your client comes in the door, you've helped them, whether it is workers' compensation, employer side or the claimant side, or whether it's a civil damages claim, whether it's a domestic relations case or a family matter, an estate matter, real estate. And obviously working for East Mississippi Community College, I'm very proud of that. As you know, have served as their board attorney since 2017. That gives you an opportunity to work in all aspects of the law. And it's been a rewarding experience. My career in general has been incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, and that's what you look for, the reward, not here on earth, but God rewards you openly when you just serve him faithfully. And I have to pose this question, if elected, what is your vision? What can people see as the change that you would bring about, that light? How would they know that it's time for us to elect Michelle, to place her in that space that we'll be able to say, that was the best decision that I've ever made, because they'll be able to see the change that you're going to make.
Well, as judges, we are candidates, judicial candidates, we are prohibited from making promises or telling people how we might rule, with the exception of promising to work hard for the citizens of this district,
Yeah.
promising to give great effort and to follow the law, follow the process, and make sure that the playing field is level.
Yes.
I promise you and the folks in this district that I will make sure that the process is followed and that all people are treated with dignity and respect. I have an interest also in helping get our backlog addressed. Everybody knows that our courts, our circuit courts, have just a lot of cases that continue to hang around. There's a lot of different reasons for them. Some reasons are good, some are not good.
Yeah.
I would like to see, I think that my work ethic, because I know that I am a hard worker, my work ethic will lead to helping reduce that docket, working with other circuit judges, and also evaluating our current situation with public defenders, their workloads, making sure that all folks who come through the court system as defendants are given the same quality representation that a private paying citizen would have. And again, it goes back to work ethic, whether it's having a few more vacation days for judges to serve. When we say vacation days, we're not talking about going to Las Vegas. We're talking about having court outside of term.
Yeah.
And I think there's a great opportunity for that. I think people want to get through these cases, defendants, victims, their families, they all want closure.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to do more to help in that regard.
Absolutely.
And finally, just promising that I will apply the law fairly and equally, and I will help people where the law allows me to do that.
Yeah.
That is something that I have demonstrated as prosecutor for Clay County, and I have no plans on changing that approach. And again, treating people with dignity and respect. That's what everybody wants.
I love that. I just love how you said, I can't make a promise, but this is my heart.
That's exactly right.
Mine's to yours. This is what I see and this is what I feel God is leading me to do. There was one word that I heard that stood out the most: closure. A lot of families need closure.
Yes.
You know, you see the paperwork, you call, you make those calls, we're working on it. But when they have closure and peace, they can sleep better at night,
right.
knowing that, you know, a family member was murdered. Well, that case has been solved.
Right.
Things are sealed, and it brings closure and peace along the way.
Absolutely. And it's not just for victims.
Yeah.
You know, when someone is arrested and charged with a crime, and they are whether they're fighting for their life in the legal system or whether they are defending the allegations, their families' lives are also disrupted.
Yes.
They may not be able to provide an income for the family at that time. There's a lot of anxiety and worry. I think prolonging that unnecessarily is something that we as judges should work to curb.
Yeah.
We also need to obviously we want cases to be fully prepared and ready for trial, but we also need to recognize that keeping the wheels of justice turning is of utmost importance.
Absolutely, absolutely. Fairness. I recently read a quote that says fairness is not always mean that everyone is treated the same way, but fairness actually means that you resolve the issue according to that individual or the need that would help them to benefit. So what would be your definition of fairness?
Well, I believe being fair is truly giving all people, regardless of their color or their economic status,
Yes.
Giving all people the same shake, so to speak, making sure that the law is applied evenly and consistently. Tammie, I really believe that people want consistency. They want to know what to expect when they go to court. And I think being level, being even, and making sure that people are given the same opportunities as others will go a long way. That's my version of fairness. That's my definition of it.
Yeah.
And again, treating everyone with dignity and respect, regardless of those statuses that we just discussed, regardless of how much money is in their pocket or who their family is. I think it's important that people have confidence that the court will treat them fairly and on their case on their own merits. Does that make sense?
Yes, just the
Well,
trust. I
okay.
think a lot of people in our communities have lost trust in our, our judicial system, our laws, our across the board. They don't know who to trust anymore. And so with that being said, I want you to look into that camera and just share with them why at this time and this hour they should trust you, because there are viewers that are watching. You introduce yourself. Some people are familiar with you and they know your work that you've done. Some of them you have actually helped as an attorney, but there are others that are saying, oh, wow, who is that? So if you would just share with them why they should trust you during this hour.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
What I would ask you to do is consider this quote. The best indicator of what someone will do in the future is what they have done in the past. And I have 24 years of experience practicing law in this district and serving the community with integrity. I also have 24 years of service to my community. And when I say my community, I'm hoping that that becomes our community, all 4 counties. I have worked to give back to the community that I live in, that I've raised my children in, because I care about it. I love the community, and I want it to be a safe place for all folks and for all businesses. Look at my record. Look at my consistent record of service that did not start in January. It's been going since my husband and I moved to this area in 1998. That's what I would tell people. That's what I'd like them to do, is give me that opportunity to just have for them to look and examine my record.
Wow. You came in 1998.
Correct.
And if I'm correctly, I think it was 2013 when you actually began to serve, is it Clay County? Is that correct?
As prosecuting attorney.
In that time in your life, the Michelle now and the Michelle then, that thought pattern. In 2013, do you ever imagine that you would be where you are right now?
I don't believe that I was thinking that far ahead. I was my husband and I were raising our children, who are now 21 and 18. And that was an opportunity again to serve Clay County, to make sure that the folks in Clay County had somebody that they could trust and count on to do the job, to work with law enforcement, to make sure cases were handled and in any number of kinds of cases, domestic violence, DUIs. Those were opportunities to make the area that I raised my own children in safer. I wouldn't say that I never imagined it, but I was perfectly satisfied working in my law firm, the firm that I've been with for 24 years, Edward Story, Marshall, Helveston, and Easterling. This is just an opportunity that's presented itself, and I feel God has led me to this point. Prayerfully, my husband and I considered it, talked with our family, we talked with my law partners, and when we heard the news that Judge Coleman would be retiring, and here we are.
Amen.
It's September, about to be October.
And quickly approaching.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Are there any butterflies, or are you just like, because wherever you drive, you see the sign?
Well, I will say that signs don't vote. People do. But it is, I have been very encouraged, Tammie. One of the things, I have enjoyed this process. I love talking to people. I love hearing people's stories. I've met some wonderful people on the campaign trail. My family and I have as well. No butterflies other than just, I trust that the voters will show up for the polls on November the 8th and make the decision that is best for them and their community. And looking at not just exterior things, but looking again at people's heart and looking at their product, their work product, their service, their record of service.
End of the day, we pray, we position ourselves, but my mom has often taught me, thy will be done.
Amen.
God's hand is in the midst of it. If he brought you to it, He'll make sure that he provides. So we're just honored that you have taken that opportunity to serve our community. We say thank you so very much for being the phenomenal woman that you are, for going above and beyond, for seeing the needs and just stepping in. God has seen some things that you've done, seen and unseen, and the best is yet to come. So we just want to say thank you here from Tammie Nichols TV. Thank you for joining us on today. And is it any other way that we could possibly help, please don't hesitate to call us, because we're joined by the hip. You know that.
Absolutely.
So just final words for those, once again, just to encourage those to vote, when to vote. If they need to register, you can just give them that information, because I think voter registration is continuously down. So we need to make sure that we do get those people
exactly
registered as well. So if you will.
Great. You can also go to my website, easterlingforjudge.com. You can check me out on Facebook, Michelle Easterling for Circuit Judge, Instagram, Easterling for Judge, and Twitter. I try to keep people updated. It is drawing near the time to register to vote. I believe the registration deadline is the 10th of October. Also, now is the time for absentee ballots to be requesting those applications from your clerk's offices. November the 8th is your election day, and just please stay informed and let me know if you have any questions. I'm easy to access through all those different social media platforms. And again, I thank you, Tammie, for the opportunity to speak with your viewers. This is a great format, and just appreciate the opportunity to come before you all today.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. Godspeed blessings to you. Again, I say the best is yet to come.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Hey, you guys, thank you so very much for joining us on today. As Michelle has said, she feels like she's walking in her purpose. I want to encourage you on today to search your heart and see what God is doing in this next level. I see some gifts over there. See how God has just opened the windows of heaven and just caused people to bless you.
I have for you and your beloved husband,
Yes.
Frank, a Michelle Easterling t-shirt. I've
Awesome.
got, I don't have a little tiny one for you, so you'll have to wash it in hot.
Oh, wow.
But I've got one for you, and I've got one for
Thank
Mr.
you,
Frank
thank you,
Nichols.
Thank you
So much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
you.
it.
Hey, little people, we can rock everything. You know, come off the shoulder. We can twist and tie. You
There
know,
you
we
go.
just know how to put on some tights. We just know how to do everything.
I have no doubt. You could make a paper bag look great, Tammie.
That's the glory of God. Hey, you guys, I love you so very much. Thank you for joining us. If you have not laughed on today, take some time just to laugh. This is something that I learned years ago. Every time that you laugh, you add 7 years to your life. So laugh on purpose today. If you make a mistake, just laugh. You just never know how your mood will change, and your attitude most definitely will. I love you so very much. Put your right hand down, left hand down. Cross it over. Give yourself a hug and say, I love me some me. And because... Yes, Tyler, he said, I love me some me. And because you love yourself enough that you'll walk away from anything that doesn't cause you peace. I love you guys. God bless you. Remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Be blessed.
That I've just got to get to, so I won't let it take go, won't let it take go by. So put the drop top down, turn it up, I'm ready to fly. And there's something about the way your sun shines on my face. It's a love so true, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on, take me away. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got no need to worry. I've got no room for doubt. No matter what's coming at me, you'll always be the beautiful I sing about. There ain't no limitations to your amazing grace. Your amazing grace. And there's something about the way your love shines on my face. Oh no, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. I'm gonna sing a brand new song. Yeah, I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away on this beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful